Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the February 22nd issue of the Tucson Mortgage Weekly. Although it is a day late, I have good cause. Yesterday was kind of a wild day here in the office, and the phone was ringing faster than I can answer. So my plans ran amok by 7 a.m. So it's late, but here's the news. First of all, last week, as they said in that old movie, Airplane, it was a bad week to give up sniffing airplane glue. It was the worst week for rates that we've seen in a long time. There were a lot of reasons for that. First of all, the Feds were talking about the elimination of the accommodative stance that they've had, which of course just portends higher rates. Second of all, they increased the spread between the discount rate and the Fed funds rate, and although that's not a rate increase, it does make it in effect cheaper for banks to borrow from outside sources rather than the federal government. So I think the goal of that was to force more banks to start looking for beyond the government. So it's a way of pushing the markets to start working again. And last, the continuation of the reduction of the Feds buying mortgage-backed securities. Last week they only bought $11 billion, and so most of their bullets are gone in that program, and the end is definitely closer than you would think. This week, what's going on? First of all, and I find this kind of interesting, Obama introduced, I guess, or his auction number of $1 trillion medical health plan over the next 10 years. My response is, hey, what's another $1 trillion log on the fire? There's already, I don't know how many gone up in smoke. So, hey, what's another trillion between friends? Second, there had been some talk about the Feds extending their buying of mortgage-backed securities, not by furthering more money, advancing more money, but by using the refunds that'll be coming up to buy future bonds. Now, that happens when people refi, sell houses. So the bonds that they've been buying over the past year, as they come up for sale, they were planning on using that money to buy more. But no, they're more interested in the federal government balance sheet, so that money will go back into the coffers when those bonds are sold over the next month, year, decade. So that's not going to help. Third, business is cranking up, and that was one of the reasons yesterday was so wild for me, is that first-time home buyers and move-up buyers have clearly figured out that the end of that program is in sight. I mean, we're at a point now where we've got 60 days to get contracts in, and depending on whether you're looking at short sales or REO properties, 60 days is not a whole heck of a lot of time. So quite frankly, the phone was ringing off the hook, and not everybody's a buyer. So it takes a lot more time to say maybe than it does to say no. Finally, there is tons of debt coming up for auction this week, and Fed Chairman Bernanke is speaking in front of the House of Representatives, so that's guaranteed to be a wild market mover. Anyway, for all the latest news, check out the blog site, TucsonMortgageBlog.com. I'm Todd Abelson with Sun Street Mortgage. Thanks a lot, and make it a great day. Bye-bye.